1. Clare. I've just got to get away from my mother. She's driving me mad, which would be funny if I wasn't already that way inclined. No, I'm not mad. That's not right. Although I feel pretty angry. It was the look on her face when we came out of the hospital appointment. The look she had all the way home. Stoical, stalwart, strong but bleak. She didn't say the words, but I could hear them buzzing around in her head. This is so typically Clare, to ruin everything just when it's getting good. "I'll move in," she says, even though she blatantly already has, silently secreting herself in the spare bedroom, like I wouldn't notice her, arranging her personal items on the shelf in the bathroom. I knew she would come when she found out. I knew she would, and I wanted her to, I suppose. But I wanted to ask her, or for her to ask me. Instead, she simply arrived, all hushed tones and sorrowful glances. "I'll move into the spare room." "No, you won't." I turn to look at her as she drives. She's a very careful driver, slow and exacting. I am not allowed to drive anymore, not since I killed that postbox, which carried a far more expensive fine than you would perhaps imagine, because it belongs to Her Majesty. It must be the same if you run over a corgi. If you run over a corgi, you probably get sent to the tower. My mother is such a careful driver, and yet she never looks in the rearview mirror when she's reversing. It's like she feels that, in that one aspect, it's safer simply to close her eyes and hope for the best. I used to love driving. I loved the freedom and the independence, and knowing that if I felt like it, I could go anywhere I fancied. I don't like that my car keys have disappeared, gone without me being allowed even to kiss them goodbye, hidden away in a place where I will never find them. I know, because I've tried. I could still drive, I think. As long as no one put anything in my way. "It's not come to you moving in yet," I insist, although we both know she has already moved in. "There's still lots of time left when I won't need any help at all. I mean, listen to me, I can still talk and think about—" I wave my arm, causing her to duck and look under my hand, which I tuck apologetically back in my lap. "Things. Clare, this isn't something you can stick your head in the sand about. Trust me, I know." Of course she knows. She's lived through this before, and now, thanks to me, or strictly speaking thanks to my father and his rogue DNA, she has to live through it again. And it's not as if I'll do anything sensible like dying nice and neatly with all my faculties intact, holding her hand and thanking her with a serene look on my face as I impart words of wisdom to live by to my children. No. My annoyingly quite young, reasonably fit body will linger on long after I've checked out of my mushy little brain, right up until the moment when I forget how to breathe in and out and in again. I know that's what she's thinking. I know the last thing in the world she wants is to watch her daughter fade away and shrivel up, just like her husband did. I know it's breaking her heart, and that she's doing her best to be brave and stand by me, and yet it makes me so angry. Her goodness makes me angry. All my life I've been trying to prove that I can grow up enough to not need her to rescue me all the time. All my life, I've been wrong. "Actually, Mum, I am the one who can stick my head in the sand," I say, staring out of the window. "I am the one who can completely ignore what is happening to me, because most of the time, I won't even notice." It's funny. I say the words out loud and feel the fear there in the pit of my stomach, but it's like it isn't part of me. It really is like it's happening to someone else, this terror. "You don't mean that, Clare," Mum says crossly, as if she really thinks that I mean I don't care, and that I'm just saying it to annoy her. "What about your daughters?" I say nothing because my mouth is suddenly thick with words that won't form properly or mean anything like what I need them to mean. So I stay quiet, looking out of the window at the houses slipping past one by one. It's almost dark already. Living room lamps are switched on, TVs flicker behind curtains. Of course I care. Of course I'll miss it, this life. Steam-filled kitchens on winter evenings, cooking for my daughters, watching them grow. These are the things I will never experience. I'll never know whether Esther will always eat her peas one by one, and if she will always be blonde. If Caitlin will travel across Central America like she plans to. Or whether she'll do something completely different that she hasn't even dreamed of yet.